almost immediately we entered a series of roller coaster waves. It was a different river.
All right, get it dead straight. Go. Time in my rhythm. That's good. I don't know, Yossi. Hard your side. Paddle hard.
It's becoming much more intense. You know, like the river is getting narrow, the water swifter.
Certainly it was a bad decision to continue. That was a major mistake.
We're just shooting straight into whitewater. Both of us were lying on the raft. That was the only thing we could do. Suddenly, it was clear to me that nothing that can prevent us from colliding with this huge rock that was approaching.
The raft ends up pinned against the rock in the middle of the river, balancing precariously by the weight of the water. Any second, it could take a deadly drop.
I saw, for the first time, I saw the fear in his eyes. And I was shocked because he was my rock.
Kevin, no! Kevin! Kevin!
Despite the treacherous currents that threaten to pull Kevin under, he makes it to the edge of the riverbank and scrambles up the rocks.
Kevin, don't leave me! All right, Yossi, throw me the shoes and the machete!
I saw the raft teetering. It was back and forth on the rock. And I knew it was going to enter the rapids any second.
Now hold it there, Yossi, just hold it there!
At the same time, the raft moves, and I hear that terrible screech. The mass of water just stopped.
Yossi, hold on!
After a long time in the river, I was spat again into the surface. And it's that most precious breath of air I ever took in my life. And that terrible canyon was behind me. How did I pass it? I just don't know. I just have no understanding of it. But I was on the other side.
As Kevin works his way downriver, Yossi struggles back up the canyon towards him. They both make it through their first night alone. The next day, neither gives up the search for the other.
You know, jumping from one rock to another, looking around, and then suddenly I hear this scratch, this metallic scratch. And behind the rock, there's a small pool in the middle there. The backpack is waiting.
The bag contains survival items, a cigarette lighter, a waterproof poncho, insect repellent. There's also a few ounces of rice, and perhaps most important of all, the map. Now Yossi can find his way back to civilization. Kevin heads downstream towards Yossi, but the canyon walls narrow and force him away from the river and up to higher ground.
I knew that the San Pedro Falls was before me, and I wasn't about to swim through that. So I decided to leave the water and hike into the jungle.